Dark Souls 2 is better than Dark Souls 1. It just is. It's an improvement on Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 had a little bit of charm, had some fun boss fights, but there was too much jank. The rolling wasn't great. Parrying was cool. I liked how, though as fun as parrying was, I liked how this was more of a role-based game. Like I said, the bosses got more epic as the game progressed, and there was also just more content. This was just a way bigger game than Dark Souls 1. The Dark Souls 1 DLC was really short. Some interesting bosses, like 3 really cool bosses, but that's it, and it was over. This game had 3 DLCs with a lot of stuff that you could do. It just was a better overall package of a game than DS1, but just by a little bit. The runbacks on the optional bosses, annoying as hell. I've whined about it forever. That takes points away. Some of the early game bosses being like kind of one-try bosses takes points away. I don't know what happened in this game in terms of story, but I don't know what happens in any of these games with story. So it's all a wash there. But overall, I think this was a just slightly better game than DS1. And honestly, I enjoyed it. As much as I like whine during these games and swear and get upset, I do enjoy them overall. So boom, I told you guys would be surprised. I was expecting you guys to think I'd put it in like the 70s, but it's a better game than Dark Souls Remastered. Graphically Remastered was better, but it's also a remaster. So DS2 not as good not as good visually in a lot of ways as DS Remastered, but that's, you know, it's kind of comparing apples and oranges there. So you guys were wrong. I overall enjoyed the game. I think it's a decent game if you like Souls games. You meant to write 91, not 99. He will complete Neo 2 before I get... Never. I saw Neo 3 was on sale. DS2 goated. You like it. Kai likes it. I don't understand. I gotta be real. I still don't understand why this game among Souls fans is so controversial. I don't think it stands out as like a significantly bad game or a significantly good game within the series. I think this game makes sense in the series. Like I really don't get why people absolutely like think it's like the worst thing ever in the series. Like it doesn't like stand out to me as being aberrant within what you would expect from Souls game. Here's where I'll get extra spicy for you guys today. Dark Souls 3 is the peak Dark Souls game. Dark Souls 3 is my favorite Dark Souls game out of the 3. I think this one would be significantly behind Dark Souls 3, but slightly above Dark Souls Remastered. If I'm not going to rate Dark Souls 3, I didn't play it on stream. You get huge DLC, you get more refined systems, you get power stancing, you get beautiful environments. I would probably put it close to a 90 if I were playing it today, but it's not an official rating, but it would be up there. And maybe Bloodborne would be like a 90, 91, 92. But again, not official ratings, but this game is significantly below those and just slightly ahead of Dark Souls Remastered. Boom. Quantity over quality kind of guy. I get it. No, I am quality over quantity, but I think there was so much quantity that you did get the same level of quality to some degree that you did in Dark Souls Remastered. We should get party streamers and confetti with a new rating. When a new rating is added, that'd be awesome. That would be lovely. Oh wait, I gotta code some more shit? Oh god. DS1 Remastered looks almost identical to the OG. I thought DS1 Remastered looked great, in my opinion. I thought they did I mentioned it multiple times throughout the game. I was playing it in 4K. It looked fantastic. Both look pretty good. I could not tell you why my opinion is not valid since I never played those games myself. So you're surprised? You guys thought that, like, I mean, I think there were some definite pain points. How many times did it take to beat this last boss, though? So there was no run back on this last boss. You had to fight through the horde enemies, kind of bullshit. But it took me like less than 10 times, right? Yeah, less than 10 times. I died 10 times today. So, like, honestly, compared to some Elden Ring boss fights, that's nothing. Like, so as annoying as it is to have to, like, fight those guys again, it wasn't really like a 3-hour fight, you know? It wasn't as bad as Horsefuck Valley, and Horsefuck Valley was an optional boss, you know? Yeah, so I wouldn't say, I don't think this is a bad game. I don't think this is a bad game, and overall enjoyed it. I know that's going to surprise some of you, because this last 3 or 4 days have been brutal with the fightbacks, but overall I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys, by the way. You guys make these games so much fun for me. I can't tell you how enjoyable it is to play games with you all in chat. Thank you. Thank you. All right, should we do some Smash or something? You want to see the real boss is you fighting my Ganon, people. That's the real boss. I saved it with that take. I think the systems feel more fluid in this game. So like I'm looking at it from like a game design, game development perspective, or trying to at least, but also from a player's perspective. And I think quality of life, this game is an improvement on DS1. And I think the systems are a little more refined than DS1. I think it did lack that charm that DS1 had. There was a little bit of charm. I don't know how to describe that really, but there was like an X factor to DS1. Maybe I just can't put my finger on how to describe that, but I don't know if DS2 had that. But mechanically, I think it played better. I felt like the bonfires were fairer in this game overall than DS1. So, yeah, and there was tons of different enemies, tons of different areas. It was just bigger. There's all the your things, the branch of your stuff that I didn't do. You could go back and open up all the branch of your stuff. There was that lock thing, Pharaoh's Lock and the rat. I should go do that. Pharaoh's Lock. What is it called? Pharaoh's whatever. Yeah, Pharaoh's Lock. I should go back and do that before I close this game forever, because that's gonna bother me.